Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is LaChan with Power Life Hypnosis, and this is your 2017 overview reading for those born under the sun, moon, or rising sign of Pisces. Pisces the fish. Before I start, I would like to thank everyone again so much for all the support that I've been getting, for the likes, for thumbs upping my videos, for sharing my videos, and for subscribing to my channel. I truly appreciate the support. Also, I would like to say very soon I have a tripod coming, so you will be able to see me as well as my process. I believe it's coming in January. It's taking a while, but I'm very excited for that. Please check your sun, moon, and rising sign videos for a more complete picture of your year. I also do private readings, $65 for 30 minutes on Skype, or I can do a private video just for you, which I will send to you through email for $45. Email me at powerlifehypnosis@gmail.com, and I would love to set something up with you. Okay, so let's get started. Pisces. So, one thing I immediately see in your cards is a lot of intuition, and you are a water sign, so that makes sense. I see that you're going to be getting a lot of messages, and I say that because the first card that I pulled here is listening with your heart. I trust the messages I receive from my heart. And this is saying in 2017, your heart will know what your mind cannot uncover. If you're in any situation in which you don't know which way to move, you don't know what to do, listen to your heart. A good idea could be stopping, slowing down, and listening to the guidance that you receive, or listening to that small, still voice that tells you, what it is that you want. And this is also a good time to be honest with yourself about what it is that you want. But listen to your heart. Listen to the messages they receive from your heart and your heart chakra. The card that I have underneath listen to your heart is receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. And one thing that I get from here is that, if angel's not your thing, it could be God, it can be, whatever you feel is your higher power. And this is saying that in 2017, listen with your heart, because you're going to be receiving wonderful gifts. As long as you're honest with yourself, you're going to be receiving wonderful gifts and what it is that you want at any given time. We want different things. We may want career success, love success. We may want, something pan out. We may want money. And this is saying to listen to your heart and the guidance that it gives you, because when you do that, you're going to be rewarded by receiving gifts and beautiful things and love from angels or from the universe. And I also feel like you're going to be receiving messages, a lot of messages from angels, messages from your heart. So please pay attention to that. Pay attention to the synchronicities that you experience, or, things that seem like coincidence that you experience. Signs, symbols in your environment, because those things will guide you. Okay, so the next card that I pulled here is dwelling in truth. I stand in the light of truth. And this card is speaking to authenticity, being truthful with yourself about what it is that you want. The soul loves the truth. And this card, the message is also to thine own self be true. Be authentic with yourself during 2017 about what it is that you want. Listen to your heart, because your heart is truthful. Our mind can talk us out of things, but your heart wants what your heart wants. And your heart wants what will make you happy. Hearts resonate love. And those are the things that make you happy. And as long as you're honest with yourself about that, beautiful things are going to happen. So discover what your truth is in 2017. Another thing is you need to know what your truth is before you can dwell in it. So spend some time reflecting, spend some time being honest with yourself, listen to the messages from your heart. Possibly spend some time meditating or just sitting in silence or writing, but know what your truth is. If there's an area in your life in which you're not being truthful and authentic with yourself, please address that, Pisces, in 2017. Listen to what your heart tells you and work on that area. And by doing so, it's going to cause some type of a rebirth, but slowly. And I feel like it's emotionally and mentally, because the card underneath dwelling in truth is emerging into grace. The message on the bottom of this card reads, I open my soul to grace. And I feel like opening your soul is something that happens, gradually. I think of when you're opening a door, it just doesn't swing open, it opens. So you're opening your soul to grace, and you are willing to receive grace and willing to be graceful. You're stepping back and allowing the angel, allowing the universe, allowing your heart to take over and cause you to emerge into this beautiful new person. And it's great because listening with your heart and emerging into grace, both of these cards speak to all is well. All is well. There's no need to struggle with any energies that are going on, because you can emerge into this beauty and you can emerge into this grace and know that your path is divinely guided, so you can let go of any struggle to make something happen. And by doing so, things will come much more easily and with grace. Okay? So the third card I have here is stepping into stillness. And I'm sorry, I switched these cards around. So the third card that I have here is awaking ancient wisdom. Deep inner knowing is emerging within me. And again, this is saying to pay attention to the signs, what you think are coincidences, the synchronicities during this time. It's saying that you're going to experience some enlightenment, and this enlightenment can come from listening to your heart and the messages, and your heart being authentic with you and telling you what it is that you want, you focusing on that and listening to what it is that you want instead of talking yourself out of it. And then ancient wisdom comes from that. Deep knowing is emerging within you. So this is saying, again, all is well, be calm, no reason to fight against anything, and you're going to be receiving a lot of messages that are going to put you on a positive path. Again, this could be receiving messages, receiving psychic or intuitive insight, intuitive messages. Okay? So the last card that I pulled here for you, Pisces, is stepping into stillness. And stepping into stillness goes very well with this, because if you are listening to your heart, receiving from angels, dwelling in truth, taking a step back to know what it is that you want during this time, there's no reason to put forth more energy than you need to. So be still, let go, and focus on what it is that's really important to you. Let the other things go and be here now. Recognize the gifts that you experience every day. There's no need to rush, and especially because rushing any energy is not going to bring you what you want. Everything happens in divine timing and in a divine way. We have no control over timing as much as we would like to think we do. Just as we don't really have true control over other people and what they think and what they want. So step into your stillness, and even though there could be, things that come up in 2017, we all have things that happen. 365 days is a long time, or less if we have a leap year, I'm not sure, but a year is a long time. So during this year, there could be situations that don't go, in the way that you want them to. There could be disharmony at some point. And this is saying to When this happens, observe everything from a still mindset. Instead of being in the drama, step back and observe from a place of stillness. The message on the bottom of this card says, "My power is born in the majesty of silence." So you can develop strength by stepping back, being silent. This can also, deal with meditation, dwelling in your truth and stepping into stillness, can go, with meditation. So step into your stillness. Be in the here and now. Notice the gifts of every day. If you're struggling with any of these energies during 2017, questions to ask yourself are, so listening with your heart, I trust the messages I receive from my heart. Are you listening to these messages, Pisces, or are you pushing them aside? Is there something or someone who you are listening to that's not your heart, and that's not what you really want? What is it that your heart is telling you? Are you ignoring this guidance? Can you trust these messages? And even if in the past you had a situation in which you listened with your heart and you feel as though your heart didn't lead you in the right path, during this year, listen with your heart. But again, also dwell in your truth. And if you get put in some type of situation that you don't agree with or that doesn't work for you, accept that. Accept that. If it's not making your heart happy, accept that, because that means that that's not for you and there's something better available for you, especially because you're receiving from angels or God or the universe or whoever your higher power is. Love is available to you. The message on receiving from angels is, shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. So by listening to your heart, this love is going to come. Questions to ask yourself receiving from angels are, am I open to these gifts? Am I open to this love? What is keeping, if anything is keeping you from being open to these gifts, what is that? Are there any fears? Are there any doubts? Are there any self-limiting beliefs or any poverty consciousness to where you think that you can't have these things? Take a look at that. Because you have so much available to you, just be honest with yourself about what it is that you want and where it is that you want to go. Dwelling in truth, I stand in the light of truth. Am I being truthful with myself? In what areas am I not being truthful with myself? In what areas am I not operating out of integrity and honesty with myself? Are there any areas where I really need to look at that? What is keeping you from understanding your truth, from dwelling in your truth, from being in alignment with your truth? What is your truth? Always pay attention to the messages you get from your heart. And again, just be honest with yourself. Okay, emerging into grace, I open my soul to grace. Are there any things that you need to leave behind in order to emerge into grace? Emerging is also a slow energy, also opening, emerging. So this could be something that happens gradually, and that's beautiful, because when things happen gradually, what starts fast ends fast. So when you're emerging into grace, it's a very changing process, and it's doing hard work, from the past. You could have done a lot of, 2016 could have been a difficult year for you, and now you're emerging into this better version of yourself. So in what ways can I exhibit more grace in my life? Are there any areas where I can have more grace, where I can just let go, sit back, and allow things to come to me and allow things to happen? What can opening myself up to allowing things to happen with ease and with grace do for my life? What stresses can emerging into grace and allowing things to happen on their own can be reduced or eliminated or left behind. Awakening ancient wisdom, deep inner knowing is emerging within me. Am I listening to the messages that I'm receiving? How can I use this information about my truth for the better? Am I spending enough time reflecting and listening to these messages from my heart and listening to these messages that I'm getting, or these gut feelings, or, whatever way that you receive guidance? Are you listening to these messages? What can listening to these messages do? And if there's a time when you are unsure, again, check in with your heart. Figure out if that aligns with, you. How does that feel? And this can be something to really guide you, because that in itself is wisdom. Knowing what you really want is a way of showing and exercising wisdom. So, again, pay attention to those two energies. Am I listening to these messages? Is there anything that is keeping me from listening to these messages? Is there anything that I want that's not in alignment with my heart and my truth? And listen to the wisdom about that. Stepping into stillness. What can stepping out of whatever it is that's going on, whatever drama happens, how can stepping out of that stillness and looking at it from an objective perspective, looking at it from observing it from stillness, how can that help me during this year? Instead of immersing yourself in the drama, how can taking a step back and looking at it and listening to what your heart says about the situation and understanding your truth about how you feel about it, how can stepping back and considering those two things help you going through whatever given situations? Okay, again, even when disharmony happens, stepping into stillness gives you time to think, to reflect, and to come up with solutions. Is there anything that is, or anyone that is putting too much pressure on you and is not allowing you to come from a place of stillness and being grounded and graceful? Because if there is, take a look at that. But this is also saying to just be calm and just enjoy the energy of what's going on. Okay. Those are the messages that I have for you, Pisces. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. I appreciate you and your support. I send you love and light. Please check back, because I'm going to do January videos, and I'm going to do them a little differently and incorporate other styles that I use and other cards that I use, other methods. And also I'm going to be doing mid-monthly romance readings. If you would like a private reading with me, please email me at powerlifehypnosis@gmail.com. Like this video if the messages resonate with you. Share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye, Pisces.